the room that we got in Singapore, and as you can see, it's not a very big room, but this is what it will get you for. We paid $150 a night for it. There's a little area for coffee, and then just a tiny little bathroom area and shower behind the door. Let's close it. So, looking forward to our stay. All right, so this is the breakfast that we get in the mornings, and some toast, and nothing says breakfast like some rice
and tomatoes
and eggs, and then tomatoes,
and the
potatoes.
Potatoes are delicious.
And then some watermelon.
And coffee.
And then assortments of different types. Coffee, lattes, cappuccino, tea, and coffee. So we get that in the mornings and sit out here. So, well, it's day one here in Singapore, and I decided to get an early start. Carrie's laying in bed, getting a cup of coffee before we hit it. Today, again, we only have 2 days, really. Yesterday was late. We got in late on the plane. But instead of doing our usual hop on, hop off, I think we're going to mix it up a little bit today. And we're going to do the hop off, hop on instead of the hop on, hop off. Yeah, I know that was pretty lame, but hey, how cool is that city's skyline back there? So looking forward to today. Follow the adventures. It's going to be a blast. So if you're going to want to come down here to this iconic spot to get a picture of you, drinking out of this fountain, I tried to do it all by myself. It was a total mess. So had someone do it for me. But again, you're gonna wanna come down here early. I'm just gonna assume that this place gets absolutely packed during the day. And trying to fight your way in to get a picture of this might be a little difficult. So I snuck down here early in the morning while Carrie's taking a nap, but enjoying a great walk. But get down here to this fountain early in the morning to get your iconic picture. So if you are in the Sultan Mosque area, this might be a little cool place to stop. All kinds of little shops and restaurants where you can come and hang out. We don't have the time to do it, but this would probably take a good part of the day if you want to stop here and look at things and shop here, eat here. So
Everything's up closed on Sundays.
we are getting ready to see the Garden by the Bay Super Tree Light Show tonight. It is supposed to be absolutely spectacular, and we hope that you enjoy it, as I know we are.
The show.
So if you're looking for something to do and you just want to spend some money, spend $15 and you can take this little gondola ride, probably a couple hundred yards. Obviously something Carrie and I are not going to do, not in the budget. But if you want to splurge a little bit, go ahead and take the kids or somebody on a gondola ride. Who knows, maybe.
Well then, Cuckoo, I have a proposition for you. A proposition? I'm surveying the beautiful waters of Singapore, and we...
So today we started out at Cloud Forest, went over to the Flower Dome, and then finished at Floral Fantasy. And if you are coming to Singapore, I'd highly recommend to check out any deals that you might be able to get with Viator, Get My Guide, or whatever. See if you can get a good deal on all three of these. Doing only one, I don't think is a good way to go. Get all three, get a bundle package for it. I'm telling you, you'll be so glad that you did it. I know we are. This is how it starts out. Time to enter Flower Dome.
找个地方喂奶吧。之前是在那边。先参观这个。
So this is a sculpture within the flower dome that shows people heading to the airport, and the artist wanted to show how this flower dome, they're taking part of the flower dome with them, and then they're leaving part of themselves behind. It's supposed to be a happy, joyful sculpture. Yeah, these are beautiful orchids. They're prize-winning orchids from the Singapore chapter of the Orchid Society.
What we just saw was the orchid extravaganza here in the Flower Dome. So we got one more thing to see, which is here is the Floral Fantasy. Right. Well, these things that look so beautiful are just so deadly.
Nature.
All right, so we are at Lavo and just went in there and had a beer. It's Sunday. They have a brunch there. It's $100, probably 70 US. Prime rib, lobster, shrimp, you name it, they got it. So to me, it's probably well worth the money. We just didn't want to do it because we're going to go to Chinatown to eat anyways. But one thing I would say, if you're going to come to the Marina Sands Hotel and want to get out there on that observation deck that has the infinity pool and all of that, I would not buy a ticket in advance. For example, today is really overcast, so you really don't get to enjoy the scenery of the city with it being such overcast day. So think about it before you buy it. Come to Lavo. It's on the 57th floor and you can enjoy really all of it. Come here, have a cocktail. Also, they say the French fries are the best, but you can't order them on Sundays. And then if you're gonna come here after 5 p.m., make sure, guys, you got shoes on, because flip-flops, or as some of them call them, thongs, are not allowed. Now, this is supposed to be the world's longest or largest sculpture. It is 192 meters long. In the background here is the Mariamman temple, and the doors are open. We saw this on the on our hop on hop off tour yesterday, and I wanted to come by at least get some photos of it, but the doors are open, so I'm gonna go in and see what's going on, and I'll let you know.
So while you're at the airport here, there's a little spot for kids to watch. As you see across, there's a movie being shown up on the wall inside those little windows. That's pretty cool.
You know, what can I say about Singapore? All I can really say is, wow. What an absolute beautiful gem of a city. I am so glad that we decided to come here, even though the cost is a little bit higher than what we're looking to do in our retirement travels. I am so thankful that Carrie decided to make sure that we come here and visit this wonderful city. It was an absolute blast. The only thing I would say, I would suggest, is don't do what we did. We were here just for 3 days. It was really more like 2.5 days. We didn't get in till late in the night, till about 9 o'clock or so. So that day was shot. And then we did the 2 days hop on, hop off to try to explore the city. It's just not enough time. So if you're making plans to come over here, I'd highly recommend at least a week. Set apart a week. You may have to not do other things or go to other places, but I would recommend that you make Singapore a priority stop for you in your travels if you're coming to this part of the world. We enjoyed every moment of it. It was absolute whirlwind tour. The hotel that we got was, obviously a little bit more money than we want to spend. It was really small, but you know what? It was fine. It was comfortable. It served the purpose that we had for just a couple days. But the city was absolutely amazing. And we enjoyed every single minute of it. And we hope that you enjoyed the videos that we shared with you. But I want to say, what are those must-dos? If you're going to do what we did, what are the must-dos if you're only going to be here for those 3 days? Number one, the Gardens by the Bay has to be on the list. And it is an absolute all-day excursion if you really want to experience it all. The gardens itself, could take at least an hour or two just to walk around. There's like a little river running through it with wooden walkways that you would want to walk through. There's all different types of gardens to go and experience. And then on top of that, you get to go to those other experiences, that we did, like, the cloud forest, with the Avatar experience, which ends September 5th. But just that cloud forest itself could take at least, to enjoy it all, at least an hour, if not two, so you don't rush through it. And then you get over to the flower dome. Now, I'm not a huge flower person, but again, if you want to experience it all, that dome itself is going to take an hour. And then getting into the Floral Fantasy, where that whole orchid extravaganza was just absolutely amazing, and I loved every minute of that while we were there. And then within the Gardens of the Bay, by the Bay, I mean, is that you have the Super Tree light show at night. So you're going to be there all day, and you're going to enjoy the light show from the super trees. And then after that is done, you're going to walk over to the Marina Sands, and you can enjoy another water light show within the Bay Area that happens 3 times at night. Unfortunately, I couldn't get close enough because there was a triathlon that night, and I couldn't get across the street. So what I showed you was all I could get there. So I hear that the entire light show is absolutely amazing. The Marina Sands Hotel is just a marvel of a structure. Just walking around that, as a construction person, I just loved looking at it. I love seeing it, and just the minds that there are when they design that, not just architecturally, but structurally, and all that goes with it was just breathtaking. The observation deck, as I mentioned, up there at the Marina Sands Hotel, as I suggested, don't buy your tickets in advance, just because you don't know what the weather's going to be like. And go to Lavo. Great experience at Lavo. You can see everything else without having to pay. You pay a little bit for a beer if you want it while you're out there, but you can get out there and enjoy the great sceneries around there from the restaurant up on the 57th floor. There are just so many things to see within that city. So many different temples that you can enjoy going seeing. I don't know a lot about those different cultures and those different religions, so it was an experience for me. There are a lot of temples where you can go where everybody else goes to see them, but I would highly recommend to get out there and walk around different parts of the town and maybe find temples that no one else is going to go to. And you may be able to talk to somebody who serves there, who worships there, and they can help explain things to you, and you can get that a little bit more enrichment of the temple experience. If you're like me, I love to get up early in the morning. I love to get up before everybody else is up. I love to walk around. And this way it allows you to get, good photos of things where other people aren't, trying to get pictures of. It allows you to see things, where there aren't a lot of crowds. And you may get lucky like I did when I walked into that one temple early in the morning. And I just happened to walk into a great little experience. And so it was wonderful to do things like that. And I do that everywhere I go. The other thing that I would suggest that you can do is the mass transit system. Mass transit system really very, very, very easy to use. You can get anywhere you want to go, but if you're trying to explore using the mass transit and you're only there for a couple days, it's going to take a lot of homework to do that prior to getting there. That's why I highly recommend the hop on, hop off. Let them do the homework. Then you can go ahead and figure out what you want to do while you're there and see the things that they bring you to. And I think that that makes the best use of your time using the hop on, hop off. our time in Singapore has come to an end, and we were so thankful we got here. And if you plan on coming here, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed, not one bit, when you come and visit this beautiful, beautiful city. And so, as always, remember to keep dreaming and travel safe.